you?
Nice to meet you.
Nice
to meet you. But what's most important, and what I tell everyone who works with me, is that Inc. Law is injury law made personal. I'm here to help. Call 312-6-million.
Want a great career? Join the Carpenters Union and be part of the next generation building our communities. With the Carpenters Union Career Connections program, high school students get a head start on the industry's leading curriculum. Learn the latest in construction technology and the many skilled crafts the Carpenters Union represents. Plus, earn as you learn. Receive a nice paycheck, health insurance benefits, and best of all, no college debt. Ask your school district to participate in the Career Connections program and get started on your future.
What is a legacy? It's the difference you make measured by the lives you change. It's imagining new possibilities for our future and unlocking the mysteries of our past. It's learning and teaching. It's how life shapes you and how you shape life. A legacy is the mark you leave on the world. What will yours be? Create your legacy at Illinois State University.
Update the floors in your home and save 11% on your flooring project at Menards. Great Lakes vinyl floors are perfect for any room in your home. Find a wide selection of waterproof and durable floors that are easy to install. Great Lakes vinyl floors also feature an attached pad for comfort and noise reduction. Heritage vinyl plank is only $329 after 11% rebate, now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Welcome back. We just saw a great 1A semifinal, another one to come. And as we get ready for it, it's a great time to hear from our friends at Menards. Remember, you can save big money on all your home improvement needs with Menards.
I love to be able to make something that didn't exist at the beginning of the day.
Seeing nature can be inspiring. I want to make things that can mold well with nature.
We love sitting around our kitchen table. We spend a lot of time coloring and drawing and just having fun being creative together.
A lot of creativity is emotional. If things are flowing, then you're firing on all pistons.
Being able to envision something and being able to work with your husband to create that is really exciting and empowering.
People will be delighted by just how much of the selection that there is at Menards. It's definitely a one-stop shop.
Menards has everything you need, whether you're a weekend warrior or a daily professional. I have to use products that will last.
For a lot of my pieces, I need a variety of hardwoods: red oak, hickory, maple, mahogany. I can walk out of the door with exactly what I need.
Menards is my custom shop. Whatever I draw, they can produce. They've made it easy for me to get what I need for my customers.
I like the Menards lumberyard because it's stored inside, it's stored flat. Just the way they take care of their wood is second to none.
The kind of quality that you put into your work indicates the respect you have for the customer. But what is more satisfying is when I realized we didn't just do a countertop installation, but we added to their quality of life.
It's great to be able to work every day with your business partner, your co-parent, your best friend, and then see where that takes us on this journey in life.
Everything you do matters, and if I've got a positive effect on all these things, then I believe that's a life well lived.
I love what I do, I care about what I do, and so that's magical. There's always a sense of gratification, and that never gets old.
Standing back and seeing what we've created is really the payoff of the whole process.
There's always a place in this world for things that are well built, that can be used for generations to come. It's a great feeling to know that I'm creating pieces that are incorporated in people's homes and the spaces that they live in.
Being a maker is all about controlling your own destiny. It really, truly just feels limitless.
Our thanks to Menards. They, of course, build things and help people build things. These two teams hope they've built a state champion. Scales Mound and Tuscola get things started in our 1A second semifinal. Coming up next, we get you ready for the game when we come back.
Every day, union concrete contractors are fueling a foundation that lets our city stand tall. They bring the tools, training, and know-how required to bring your commercial projects in on time and with the highest levels of safety. Visit concreteil.com today to browse Northern Illinois' top union contractors specializing in commercial concrete and find the contractors you need to get your job done right.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate.
Welcome back to the IHSA TV network. I'm Darius Joshua. He is Mark Lindell. We saw a great 1A semifinal to start the day. 3 more games to come. How lucky are we? How lucky are you? The second 1A semifinal, Tuscola and Scales Mound, that comes up in roughly a few minutes or so. Then later on in the afternoon, the 2A semis take the court. Tutopolis and DePaul Prep, and then Rockridge and Central Catholic close things on the day around 4:15. So Tuscola and Scales Mound, they'll be our second 1A semifinal. The winner will take on Jabot in the championship game this Saturday. What do you think we'll see when these two teams take the court?
I think we're going to see some tenacious defense on both teams. I anticipate, unless the coaching staffs make changes in their game film and game plan, I anticipate both these teams coming out, fighting each other, getting up, trying to create some space between offense and defense and take away that space defensively. So we will see which team plays aggressively, gets a few deflections in the open floor, and turns those turnovers into points. Should be a fun one. These two teams can get after each other.
We didn't see too many subs in that first 1A semifinal. They kind of stuck with their starters and rolled with them all the way. Do you think we'll see something different between the Hornets and the Warriors?
Well, interesting question. And the reason I say that is 2 small schools, usually not as much depth. Tuscola thinks that they really have 6 starters in their bench. We'll see if Scales Mound, who's been here last year, they know the routine, they know the TV timeouts and such. We'll see how that goes to their advantage in that case. So I bet you teams will play 6, maybe 7 deep here this morning, and that's it.
Yeah, you think with Scales Mound, as you mentioned, kind of getting here last year, you think they'll kind of have some of that advantage, as you mentioned, having a sense of the court, and then obviously all the other hoopla that surrounds it as well.
I don't think there's any doubt about that. When you've been here, done that, the routine's the same, the hotels are the same, the meals are the same. You just pull out last year's itinerary, and boom, we go. So Scales Mound definitely has an advantage from that standpoint. From a comfortability standpoint, they have it. We'll see if it carries over.
All right, we're just a few minutes from tip in our second 1A semifinal between Tuscola and Scales Mound. They'll be taking the court at State Farm Center in a little bit. Matt Rodewald and Kenny McReynolds will take you through the game. We will see you once again at halftime. Welcome back. That is State Farm Center. Scales Mound and Tuscola getting ready to hit the court for the second 1A semifinal between these two squads. It should be another exciting game. I'm Darius Joshua. He's Mark Lindo. We saw Jabot come away with that victory in the first matchup. 70 points for the Hawks in that one. Might be a little lower scoring on this time around.
Don't think so. These two teams, 62 wins combined. We talked about the fact that they both will defend tenacity-wise. And what's going to happen then, when you have great defense, you have extra passes to probe the defense. So I think this will be a little bit slower tempo in a half-court situation.
Yeah, a few minutes from tip-off between Tuscola and Scales Mound. But then coming up around 2:30 or so, Tutopolis and DePaul Prep get things started in 2A. And then Rockridge and Central Catholic close out the day in the second 2A semifinal. Matt Rodewald and Kenny McReynolds take you through all the action of the opening half between the Hornets and the Warriors. We will see you at halftime.
All right, guys, thank you very much, and welcome to Champaign for our second Class 1A state semifinal. The winner of this one will face off against the Jabot Hawks in the state championship game on Saturday morning. It's Scales Mound and the Hornets and the Warriors of Tuscola. Matt and Kenny with you courtside here at the State Farm Center. So glad you're with us on this Thursday. And, you know, when you look at Scales Mound, yeah, they were here last year, but it's the same swarm but different cast and a new crew with Thomas Rowe, the All-Stater, leading the way.
Well, I tell you what, he is an All-Stater, and he has played like he's an All-Stater all season. This young man leads the way. You can see he's averaging 16.5 points per ball game, and he goes by Thomas, not by the name of Tom, but he's going to have a big game today.
23 points, a game high in their super sectional win over Marshall. And for the Tuscola Warriors, you know, the leader is pretty obvious. When you have your football quarterback and your point guard, Jordan Quinn's going to run the show.
Well, he's a natural-born leader, averaging 14 points, 7 rebounds. He's an all-state football quarterback. And when you're an all-state quarterback and a point guard, that tells me one thing. You are a natural-born leader.
And for Jordan, we've heard a lot about Jalen, his older brother at Loyola. It's now his time on the state stage. It's the Tuscola Warriors trying to get to win number 30 and trying to get to the state championship game for the first time in school history. It's Scales Mound and Tuscola next on the IHSA television network.
The IHSA Basketball State Finals are brought to you in part by LiUNA, Careers in Construction, Feel the Power. For more information, visit liunacareers.org.
Would you look at that? I'm in the classroom again. But this time, I can apply these skills to make some money. Lots of money.
You're busy. Like, really busy. You crush it, though. You don't ever clock out. The job just changes. But you wouldn't trade it for anything. Nothing makes you smile quite like their smile. At OSF Healthcare, we want you to be the best you possible, to work on your schedule, and to make your life just a bit easier. We are here for the little things and the big things, and all of life's journey. OSF Healthcare, your life, our mission.
Have you said yes to being an organ, tissue, and eye donor? It's a powerful decision to give life to others when you're gone. Today, we cheer for Maddie, her family, and all those who say yes to donation. You have the power to save and enhance lives. Sign up today at donatelifeillinois.org. That's donatelifeillinois.org. And say yes to being a donor.
Every day, Union Concrete contractors are fueling a foundation that lets our city stand tall. They bring the tools, training, and know-how required to bring your commercial projects in on time and with the highest levels of safety. Visit concreteil.com today to browse Northern Illinois' top union contractors specializing in commercial concrete and find the contractors you need to get your job done right.
IHSA Boys Basketball State Finals presented by
We're back in Champaign at the State Farm Center as we get set for our second semifinal, and the IHSA Boys Basketball State Finals are presented by OSF Healthcare. You see the handshake at center court, doing what's right, and shaking hands, and some great sportsmanship we've seen all weekend long, and everyone's going down the row. Sometimes we see this handshake, you shake hands with the guy across from you, and you go back.
Yeah.
Not this one. Everybody's going up and down the road.
Down. Yeah.
Say hello. You see Eric Kadronowitz and Scales Mound and the Hornets. They're back for a second straight year trying to finish the job they couldn't do in the semifinal a year ago against Liberty and Tuscola. You know Tuscola is a football school for sure with those football state championships 2006, 2009, but this is a little new of experience for the town of 5,000. Let's go to the public address system as we get the lineups.
First, let's meet the non-starters for the visiting Mound Hornets. Number 0, Evan Kogan. Number 2, Dylan Slavenberg. Number 10, Derek Disler. Number 12, Caden Dewar. Number 15, Connor Ellis. Number 20, Isaac Heffernan. Number 21, Gavin Falk. Number 23, Seth Burkett. And number 50, Travis Wallen. Now let's meet the non-starters for the home team, the Tuscola Warriors. Number 4, Hunter Bronca. Number 10, Colton Musgrave. Number 11, Jackson Barrett. Number 12, Logan Kurtz. Number 20, Andrew Spillman. Number 25, Boston Brody. And number 45, Sawyer Woodard. Now, let's meet the starting lineup for the Scales Mound Hornets. A 6'2" junior forward, number 1, Max Wienen. A 6'2" junior guard, number 3, Thomas Hurrow. A 6' senior guard, number 4, Jacob Dewar. A 5'9" senior guard, number 5, Charlie Weigel. And a 6'3" junior forward, number 30, Jonah Driscoll. Scales Mound is led by head coach Eric Kadronowitz, assisted by Jeff Cordy, Kevin Dewar, and Sean Dysinger. Now, the starting lineup for the Tuscola Warriors. A 5'8" sophomore guard, number 3, Cam Sweetner. A 5'9" junior guard, number 5, Josiah Horton. A 6'3" sophomore forward, number 15, Parker James. A 6'3" junior forward, number 23, Jordan Quinn. And a 6'2" senior center, number 55, Chris Boyd. The Warriors are led by head coach Justin Rosa.
And those were today's starting lineups presented by OSF Healthcare. OSF Healthcare has many care options for you. Visit osfhealthcare.org to learn more. I'll send it over to the third member of our crew for this game, Mark Kruger.
All right, Matt, thank you very much. Both of these two teams, the number 1 seeds in their respective sectionals. Both teams riding 9-game winning streaks. Both teams seem to be playing their best basketball of the year. If you take a look at what these two teams did in their super sectionals, Tuscola, I should say, beat Meridian by 21. They shot 65% from the field. They had over 20 assists, which tells me they made the extra pass, found the open man for the better shot. Meanwhile, the Hornets, for the second year in a row, knocked off Marshall. Matt, as you mentioned, 3 players were in double figures. A very balanced offensive attack. 2 well-coached teams. 2 teams 1 win away from playing in a state championship. Let's send it back over to Matt Runwald and Kenny McReynolds, guys.
All right, Mark, thank you very much. And Scales Mound did not trail in that super sectional against Marshall, which is hard to do, playing Marshall for the second year in a row. It'll be Larry Barnett from Maconda throwing it up, leading our crew, and we are underway. The winner to get Jabot in the state championship game tomorrow morning. Tuscola wins the tip, and we go left to right on your television or device, wherever you may be watching us here in Illinois and around the world. Lob on
Down
the first pass. Beautiful. Jordan Quinn the finish.
Well, Quinn showed how high he could get up because he won the tip. Then they go right back to him on the offensive end.
Scales Mound comes in with 32 wins, different from their 36-win team from a year ago. Maybe one player, and that's Haro, who's had real experience on this court. Everyone else was a reserve. 7 of 9 players in last year's rotation were seniors, and they're all gone. It's a new crew.
Well, we can see the Warriors game plan, get the ball down low.
Right to the rim with Haro. Thomas Haro working the baseline, coming off that 23-point performance. And if you want a guy at the free throw line at the end of the game, he's going to be it. This is Josiah Horton. Patience with Parker James, the sophomore. It's a young backcourt for Tuscola.
He lost the ball.
The takeaway is Charlie Weigel. Weigel will kick it back out, and a little bit of a calmer pace compared to the beginning of our first game.
Yeah.
Weigel stuck that pivot foot. Nice
Good
cut
move
to the rim. Jacob Dewar, and they called the block foul. That means a 3-point play chance coming.
Well, it was a late whistle. It was a real late whistle.
Eric Kadranowicz happy with that possession there in his 17th season, finally over 500. He has had a tough go to get this program going. You know, for him, the fact that getting over the 20-win mark is a big deal, because that's only happened twice in a 67-year stretch for Scales Mound leading up to 2019.
You only have 70 students in the entire school.
Yeah, 70 students, and it goes without saying, we buried the lead. This would be the smallest school ever to win a state championship in really any sport, any team sport in Illinois. It doesn't matter if it's basketball, football, what have you. This could be the smallest school to do it.
So they're going down low again.
And a takeaway on the inside as Charlie Weigel comes back the other way. 5'9" senior. It's a senior-led group now.
Matt, you can have 70 students in the school. You could have 7,000. As long as I have 12 good basketball players, I don't care.
You're going to have 12 or 15 over on the bench right now. It's about 25% of your student section right there.
And behind the basket is the entire school.
There's
the entire school behind the bench.
There's nobody in Scales Mound today. Nobody's there. They're all here. As Sweetum, the sophomore, being smothered. Quinn down the lane, reach from behind.
And if you know that when Quinn got the basketball, what did he do? He turned and he looked down low.
Offense going to be key for Justin Bozarth and company. He's the guidance counselor at Tuscola High School in his 6th season, 124 wins or so. Coming off that Meridian super sectional win.
Well, so far, the Warriors have been looking down low. Okay, here's the first outside shot.
Way too strong. Got a lot of juice in that one. Again, early. Going to get the jitters out. It's not so much the shooting background with these two schools. Both played in arenas on Monday night. Horton comes the other way. Quinn will reverse it. Horton's going to let it go. Why not? Left alone, and he knocked it down. Josiah Horton, a 33% three-point shooter. He was 0 for 4 in the super sectional, already a better start.
Well, he had to take that shot. There was nobody within 5 feet of him. He had to take that shot. You just cannot give him a shot like that.
Answer the other end, Jonah Driscoll can't get that to drop. Tied early on here in Champaign. Muscling his way through. Chris Boyd finally gets one up, and free throws coming. You know, Bozarth talked about trying to get him the ball as they establish things. As we look at the keys of the game, the ISU keys of the game, create your legacy at Illinois State University.
Well, for Scales Mound, they want to shoot the ball well, and they have to defend well. For Tuscola, you must guard man-to-man and take advantage of what is a home crowd because they're so close to Champaign.
20-minute drive, you know, and Bozarth talked about the fact that, you know, they hosted the regional,
yes,
which, you know, which is nice to do, but then they had to go hours away for a sectional and for a super sectional, and this is the closest they've been in the tournament ride since the regional week, which is a good 2 weeks ago now. And so Boyd, 43% free throw shooter, knocked both of those down.
He did not look like a 43% shooter there.
You see the size of Boyd. How important is it to try and establish him inside? You can see the impact.
Question, because he's so big, he's so strong, and you see the Warriors, what they've done on offense. What did they do from the beginning? Look down low.
Jacob Dewar tried the three from long range. And Scales Mound struggling from the outside already.
Well, we said in our key to the game they had to shoot well. So far, they have not.
0 for 4 early on.
Going to go back into his zone.
Got to go 2-3 back door and a takeaway. Here's Weigel. Perot kicks corner. 3 from, that's Dylan Slavenberg on the floor for the first time already. And the rebound battle. Oh, Weigel came out with it.
Boy, look at the hustle by Weigel.
Back to Weigel. Dewar, a little short. And numbers if they want it.
And the one thing, when Boyd got that ball and he swung that elbow, I would have got out the way.
Sweetum attacking, and we go back the other way. Coming up on the 3-minute mark of the opening quarter. Here's Haro from long range. Threes are not coming yet for Scales Mound and the Hornets. 0 for 6 in the early going.
Now let's see if the Warriors look down low. That has been the game plan so far.
This zone is kind of preventing them from doing it.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do? You need ball movement. You swing the ball around, and then maybe have Boyd go block to block.
Watch Boyd see if he flashes high.
You just reverse it.
Had a look for a minute, but Sweden lost the handle of it, and then it's going to be a tie-up. Looks like both teams might have to regroup a little bit here as we go to a timeout. Tuscola with an early lead. Scales Mound a couple of steals out of this one. Both teams trying to establish in a rhythm. Timeout here in the first quarter in Champaign.
The IHSA Basketball State Finals are brought to you in part by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs. And by ISU. Create your legacy at Illinois State University.
Get 11% off everything now at Menards. Check out our lighting showroom and update your home with a coordinated look. Patriot Lighting is available in so many unique finishes, you're sure to find a style that's right for you. With more than 300 stock lights priced under $100. Pick up this flush mount ceiling light for just $29.99 after 11% rebate. Visit our lighting showroom or check out all our lighting options on Menards.com.
Save big money at Menards.
What is a legacy? It's the difference you make measured by the lives you change. It's imagining new possibilities for our future and unlocking the mysteries of our past. It's learning and teaching. It's how life shapes you and how you shape life. A legacy is the mark you leave on the world. What will yours be? Create your legacy at Illinois State University.
And Tuscola trying to get themselves going here. 2:38 remaining in quarter number one. Matt Rodewald, Kenny McReynolds, Mark Kruger here in Champaign at the State Farm Center. You know, there's always that moment in the tournament run where you're just going to remember for the rest of your life. Well, this took the rest of your life. It was a 4-overtime sectional championship game at Altamont, who is one of the favorites to get here. But it's a straight road game, 4 overtimes.
Wow.
And you had to outlast them. You know, Justin Bozarth talked about the fact that they trailed every one of those overtimes by a couple of points, had to rally to get back into it. And that building you can see right there, fans on the stage, 4 ways around. One of the things he talked about was just how loud that place was. Let's give kudos to the folks from Altamont. That's a loud building, and it wasn't comfortable for anybody in there. Compared to Illinois and Arizona, was comparisons from the Allstate Arena.
Allstate Arena.
Bozar said he was in a building for both and said Altamont was louder.
Wow. That's saying a lot, because Allstate had 18,000 people.
That's right.
Look at Scales Mound. There's Mr. Last 8 shots, 0 for 6 for the threes. Tuscola have 2 field goals and 4 turnovers.
Trying a lot from the outside, as opposed to maybe attacking the rim a little bit. Not so tentative. It's just
not going in there. And the Warriors, they came out. It was obvious the game plan to get the ball in the paint. They're getting good shots and just not falling like that. There's a good shot, but it's an air ball.
That's a big foul, by the way, on Chris Boyd, who's got his second. So he's got to sit down for Tuscola. That's going to change some strategy as Horton brings it up.
So now you're back into the zone, but everybody's standing still.
One more nugget in that 4 overtime classic. Normally when they travel down south, Tuscola meets up with other teams going down south. And Tutopolis was down there too. Well, they were waiting at a McDonald's to eat, and they just couldn't wait anymore. That's it. We got to get home, guys. I don't know what's going on down there if you guys keep playing. So they left. They had to leave. So tradition ruined, at least on that Friday night for sure. And the fighting for the rebound, Jacob Dewar is battling in there. Slavenberg and Haro. Charlie Weigel stops and pops with the left hand.
Yeah, that's a good shot from the elbow. Not a bad shot, a 15-foot jump shot, but they're just like a top on the rim today.
But still, all the shooting woes down by 2.
Another missed shot.
That 3 is short. And Haro is pushing it.
One thing you know about shooters shoot.
Spin move. Good creation of space there, but Dewar just could not get that to drop.
Yeah, it's not a bad shot. They're not taking bad shots. There you see Dewar with the nice spin move, ready off the dribble. That's a 14-foot jump shot. I'm willing to bet 9 out of 10 times that shot falls.
Kenny, they're 2 of 15 from the
2
floor.
out of 15.
You just don't see that.
But they're not bad shots.
Right.
There's one thing if they were taking bad shots. They're getting good shots. They're just like a lid on the basket.
And again, it's a 2-point game, but Eric Kudranowicz is trying everybody right now. Evan Kogan getting some early minutes in this one. The last basket we've seen in this quarter was at the 5-minute mark. They go to the corner. Colton Musgrave on the floor and Jackson Barrett as well. Both teams into their bench a bit. Final 30 seconds of this opening frame.
Well, you're swinging the ball, and I think you have to have Quinn run from block to block. See, he's staying stationary at the free throw line. So then they're going to put him on the block.
Watch
and then they go to the other side.
They work towards Musgrave. There's Parker James. See if he gets involved. 12 seconds. There we go. Screen right side. Watch the backdoor screen. Floater from Horton. And Quinn there for the putback. Not quite. At the horn, Weigel lets it fly. A little too strong and a little too right. Nothing went right for Scales Mound.
Nothing.
2 for 16. That last 3 not really fair, but they're only down 2. Tuscola with the lead as we head to the second quarter here in Champaign. Back at Champaign at the State Farm Center, the IHSA Boys Basketball State Finals are presented by OSF Healthcare. Set for quarter number 2. Let's send it over to Mark Kruger.
Hey, Matt, Tuscola head coach Justin Bozarth, he was saying that his team has a goal in the first quarter of every game, and that is to create 8 turnovers in the first 8 minutes. He said anytime we can put pressure on the opposing team, make them uncomfortable, that allows the Warriors to do what they do well, use their speed, get up and down the court a little bit. Well, the Hornets in this game with just 1 turnover in the first quarter. Matt, the problem with the Hornets is, they're just not shooting the ball well.
2 of 15, and Kenny, if I had told you they'd shoot 13% in the first quarter and they're only down 2, they'd be what? They'd be okay with that.
They'd be okay with that, yeah. Oh, I would take that any day.
What's that huddle like for Scales Mound coming out of that timeout? It had to be a sigh of relief.
You know we're going to get better. We can't shoot this poorly the entire game, so let's run our offense, do what we do, and let's see what we can get. Because we're going to shoot better than 2 out of 15. It's impossible to continue at that rate.
Weigel tries to kick it to the corner and poked away. Who's going to get it? It's going to be Scales Mound and the Hornets in green. White numbering, lettering, and black trim.
And again, I would be concerned if they were bad shots, but they're missing some really good shots. They're getting great looks. It's not like they're just taking bad shots.
They're also getting the benefit of the doubt with Chris Boyd on the bench with 2 fouls for Tuscola right now, so it's sort of evening the playing field. Here's Weigel trying to get down Broadway. Kogan will turn around. Struggles continue. 5'9" junior. Played 18 minutes against Marshall, getting early minutes here. Horton. They work it back around to the right.
But he had to find Quinn.
Horton will let it go for long range. It's too strong. I mean, it's not like Tuscola is shooting the lights out. They're 2 of 12. Good rebound by Driscoll. A lot of shots from the outside. At some point when you shoot like this, you just got to go to the rim.
Inside or attack the basket. Again, another missed shot.
Weigel's kind of laughing as he's coming back down the floor.
Like, I can't believe this.
Well, this is the kind of day it is. And we have not seen a basket in about 6 minutes on either side of the floor.
All right, got to find his gap in his zone.
A lot of the media members in the building arguing for a shot clock. That's fine, but you got to make shots.
Right. Doesn't make a difference if you don't make the shot.
Doesn't really
if
matter.
you have a clock or not.
Combined right now, 4 of 30 from the floor, both teams.
Nice bounce pass, easy layup. There you go.
Hey, look, a basket. Jonah Driscoll.
Driscoll doing a nice job cutting toward the basket. Gets a nice bounce pass, brings it up, easy layup.
And after all that, we're tied. Tempo is slowed down immediately out of the gate. These shooting woes continue. It'll be first to 30 wins.
First to 20 now.
I'm just being generous, but you might not be wrong.
You got to get the ball to Quinn. Get Quinn involved.
A double team right there. Kogan on the defensive end there. Again, fouls are nothing at this point. 3 and 2. So
you see, they're standing 2 still. You got to get some movement around that zone.
The zones will do this to you sometimes.
See, you got to get moving. You got to cut through. Somebody's got to cut through, roll around. They're just playing catch at the top of the key.
Jacob Dewar called on that one. Yeah, not a lot of backside movement.
No movement at all.
No movement at all. But if you can generate some just backside replacement, all of a sudden your movement feels better because at least you can distribute the basketball and move away from it. Kind of like motion against the zone. That one, now we've traded top of the backboard shots. Quinn battling in there.
Well, this is the guy I think has to take control is Quinn. I think Quinn has to say, you know what, find me, give me the basketball. He's your all-stater. I know he's a quarterback, but he's also a good basketball player. I think he has to take control, and they have to find Quinn.
Quinn last night named to the second team of the All-State squad in Class 1A. Hits the first free throw there, 64% free throw shooter. 14 points a game, as we showed you at the outset. Yeah, we've talked a lot about his brother Jalen, but let's talk about Jordan, because that's a 4.0 GPA that's sitting at the free throw line right now.
which is if you add up my 4 years in high school, it would be like 4.0.
You add them all up, right. You get the 1.0 the freshman year, and then you times 4. Got it.
Those gym classes count.
I don't think that's how that works, but. Go to the right side now. Kogan.
Man-to-man defense, see if we can get a good shot.
And for a team shooting as poorly as they are, they don't look rattled.
No, they don't. And that's what I like. They look like they have a lot of confidence. And let's face it, you're not going to continue to shoot this poorly the entire game.
It's 3 of 19. Tuscola 2 of 14.
So we're not going to break any field goal percentage records today. And now we miss a free throw.
Well, both teams were perfect at the line until that. So we had that going for us, which is nice.
Perfect.
And so gets it to a 1-point game with Josiah Horton, the 5'9" junior, the cross-country runner. He and Jackson Barrett have quite the rivalry going. Swing it back out, and there's your ball reversal.
Well, yeah. So they use the screen, and now give it to him. Oh, he could have gave it to him.
Scales Mound's doing a nice job of not overcommitting on this zone. Until right there.
And you kick it right out for a wide open shot. Good offensive rebound.
That attack right there. Parker James just skying right for it. Boy, he's springy at 6'3".
Got off his feet. He didn't have to gather himself. He just went right up.
25 points on Monday night. Led the way for Tuscola in that super sectional win. Dewar just trying to get something going. Now a turnover. Numbers. Horton with Quinn with him.
Just keep going.
Gives it up. Nice timing for that. Quinn with the lay-in.
Good things happen, Matt, when you attack the basket. Offense off your defense. He saw Quinn behind him. I'm sure Quinn was yelling trailer left, trailer left. So he stops, spins it, drops it off for the easier jump shot without a defender on him.
Dewar stops, tries to get Hero, but that's a great defensive play on the takeaway, reading that cut. And now Numbers the other way. James stops, and the floater.
Good tip.
Tried to get the rebound, nearly got a foul out of it. We've had a long stretch without a whistle. Thomas Hero, the 3-ball, too much. Hero has been quiet. James running the floor. Now they reverse it.
See how much better they look when they move the ball against the zone. Everybody moves instead of standing around.
Really crisp possession here. James will let it settle down. 2.5 minutes. Quinn from the outside. And they're going to call that one. There hasn't been much physical contact. That was as close as you got to anything to a foul.
That was a great box out by Hero.
Tuscola is doing the best they can, shooting 21% from the floor. But, you know, when you get out and run a little bit, Parker James, the putback, and a 5-point lead. Timeout.
This is the great state where you'll find hearts bigger, beating truer, and always wide open. Country miles with never-ending pride, virtues and values, and colors that run deep. At Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, we were born and raised in the land of Lincoln. And like you, we'll always be here, standing for all. Blue Cross and Blue Shield, nationwide strong, Illinois born.
From the days of the one-room schoolhouse, public schools have always been the heart of our community. It's where our students learn and are inspired to dream big, where we cheer on our teams under Friday night lights, and where parents, teachers, students, and loved ones come together as one. Now, more than ever, our public schools unite us. This message is brought to you by the Illinois Education Association, IEA, because we are stronger, united.
Welcome back to the IHSA TV network. 13-8 Tuscola lead here, combined 7 for 39 on field goal attempts for both teams. Is the defense really playing that well on both sides?
I think the defense is playing well, but I think both teams can make some offense adjustments. For Tuscola, I think against that Scales zone, they need to get the ball to the high post, short corner, get the ball inside. And then again, for Scales, they're going side, top side. They're moving the basketball, but they got to probe to the inside, get some inside-out shots, and that will open some things up. They're 0 for 9 from 3 right now.
Yeah, a little more than 2 minutes to go in the first half. Matt and Kenny take you through it. We will see you at halftime.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. 1 of 17 from the floor from the outside, combined both sides. And Coach Lindo talked about getting that high post action. He's right, but the problem is Chris Boyd's not on the floor to help out
exactly.
with that, with the fouls, and they're doing just fine without him. And a takeaway. Now the turnover's playing a factor. To the rim and a foul. Colton Musgrave attacking. He'll have free throws.
I think, and you're an official. You know better than I do. I think the official blew the whistle actually before the contact. I think he anticipated it.
Well, let's watch the hit.
Here we go. Now he steps in. Now watch. I'm not going to say it's not contact, but that whistle blew before the contact was made. The foul on Weigel.
I think it's a foul.
I mean, he was
no
fouled.
one cares what I think.
But no. He was fouled, but the whistle blew before the contact. The official anticipated that.
Sometimes you do. Yeah. Got a veteran crew here with Larry Barnett, Darren Greenwald, Alan Coral from Rockford. It's a 6-0 run, by the way, for Tuscola after those free throws.
Oh, nice pass. There you go. Put it up.
Contact there. Nothing on either opportunity. And a reach-in foul. Hey, Max Winan had a tough break there as he might have got bumped on that way up.
Yeah, and they're so far underneath the basket. He went up for the shot and hit the bottom of the rim.
Yep. That's a 17th foul, so we're going to wander to the other end. Watch it again.
See, look how far underneath he is. See, he hits the bottom of the rim. And again, underneath, actually past the basket. He tried to put it up. It hits the bottom of the rim.
Sometimes when you miss an offensive rebound or you miss a putback, you're so amped up on that end, you don't remember. Maybe reaching in 84 feet away from the basket is a good idea.
Right.
Eric Kodranowicz can't be happy with a foul like that on that end of the floor. Short, though, on the free throw. That's a big break. Again, this 7-point lead feels much bigger because of how poorly both teams are shooting. Both teams under 21%. And finally, something from the outside. It took Seth Burkett, the junior, off the bench, and they're now 1 of 11.
Maybe that will settle them down.
After all that, they're down 4. To the corner, the answer, no. Tap out. Weigel had it, but Horton takes it away.
Tip out.
And Sweetenham's going to call everybody down. A couple underclassmen. Horton already knocked one down. They're content to let this ride out to the end of the quarter. There's a high post positioning there. We finally got Quinn on that high block. And look who's racing free. It's Winan. Oh, and he missed it. And he got the putback.
And that's what we talked about earlier. Play until the play is over. You don't just assume that ball is going to go in. You follow that shot.
Scales Mound is about to survive a 4 for 25 first half and be within a possession at the end of the first half. Horton's got to go. Not much. Not much wiggle room for Tuscola after that first half. Neither team shooting very well, but Scales Mound from start to end, awful from the outside. Both teams just miserable shooting. But a war of attrition here.
Yeah, but you're still in the ball game. You're still in the ball game, which is unbelievable. See, I thought that was going to be a goaltend, but that's why you play until the whistle blows and you go through the entire play. You follow it up. You never stop.
So when you think 1 of 10 from 3 is better, Justin Bothart might disagree. He's with Mark Kruger.
Tuscola head coach Justin Bozarth with us, and coach, neither team knocking it down too frequently in that first half. But how do you attack their defense, and how do you get better shots in the second half?
Yeah, one of the things we got to do versus that 2-3 zone is we're just trying to initiate our offense too high up on the court. And we got to get more into scoring positions so that when we do catch it, we're ready to attack and just get better guys in positions to score as far as being on the three-point line and then just making a play, attacking the gap.
Coach, good luck in the second half. Thank you.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Matt, back to you and Kenny.
All right, Mark, thank you very much. Trying to get to 30 wins, Tuscola with a 2-point lead, but this is not pretty. We'll send it back to our Chicago studios after the break.
Have you said yes to being an organ, tissue, and eye donor? It's a powerful decision to give life to others when you're gone. Today, we cheer for Maddie, her family, and all those who say yes to donation. You have the power to save and enhance lives. Sign up today at donatelifeillinois.org. That's donatelifeillinois.org. And say yes to being a donor.
Every day, Union Concrete contractors are fueling a foundation that lets our city stand tall. They bring the tools, training, and know-how required to bring your commercial projects in on time and with the highest levels of safety. Visit concreteil.com today to browse Northern Illinois' top union contractors specializing in commercial concrete and find the contractors you need to get your job done right.
What is a legacy? It's the difference you make measured by the lives you change. It's imagining new possibilities for our future and unlocking the mysteries of our past. It's learning and teaching. It's how life shapes you and how you shape life. A legacy is the mark you leave on the world. What will yours be? Create your legacy at Illinois State University.
The IHSA, committed to keeping student-athletes safe. Through educational initiatives and national partnerships, we're going the distance to develop safer protocols for our teams. Plus, we continue to improve scheduling and conditioning to reduce injuries from preseason through each state championship. 31 sports, 350,000 student-athletes, and one goal, player safety. The IHSA, the future plays here.
Two-point game at halftime. Welcome back to the IHSA TV network. I'm Darius Joshua. He is Mark Lindo. It is a 2-point lead for Tuscola at the break. It is only 29 combined points, but we do promise there are some highlights. Let's get to them here in this first half. Midway through the first quarter, tied at 2 early. Jacob Dewar with a nice cut. Down low, gets the hoop and the harm. It would be a 5-2 lead after he hit the free throw. Midway through the second now, 9-8 for Tuscola. Colton Musgrove misses, but look at the rebound here from Parker James. Gets a nice putback. That would make it a 3-point game there. Later on in the first quarter, Scales Mound in transition. Max Weenan getting behind the defense. Misses the layup, but is there for the rebound and the putback. 2-point game at halftime, 15-13. Not a lot of offense from either one of these teams. A combined 7 for 39 in the first half for these two squads. What are you seeing offensively? What are you seeing defensively on these two sides?
Well, defensively, I think both teams obviously doing a good job, but I think the woes are on offense. Again, when you attack the zone, you have to get the ball up top or to the short corner to the baseline. And then you have to dribble drive into the zone, make 2 defenders play 1. That's one thing. In the man-to-man offense for Scales Mound, what they need to do is they need to go some inside-out ball reversal. They're doing a pretty good job handling the basketball, but they're not really probing the defense. It's about getting that ball into the war zone, into the lane, and then creating, whether you're attacking man or zone.
Yeah, we heard the Warriors head coach Justin Bozarth saying that they were starting their offense a little bit too high, and they weren't getting into a lot of opportunities there either. So not a lot going on offensively on either side of these two teams, but certainly enough to come from these two squads. We'll look forward to the 2A semifinals, that one coming up when we come back right now. 15-13 Tuscola at halftime. Welcome back. Nearly through with our first two games of the day. Jabot got the 70-46 win over Cornerstone Christian. 2-point game at halftime between Tuscola and Scales Mound. And then the 2A semis coming out with Tutopolis and DePaul Prep and Rock Ridge and Central Catholic. So that next game coming up, Tutopolis and DePaul Prep, they're hitting the court following these 1A contests in roughly about 2 hours or so. What are you looking to see out of those two teams?
Well, first off, for DePaul Prep, Tom Kleinschmidt's team was here last year, and they did not shoot the ball very well down at Champaign. So we'll see if they have a little bit more at ease and they move the basketball a little bit better than they did last year when they become a little bit stagnant. For Tutopolis, their head coach, Chet Reeder, he was just ecstatic after their win the other night. Tutopolis, Darius, has great basketball tradition. Both boys and girls have been to state many times, and they've been a little bit on edge, wanting to get back there, and they are now. So I think they'll come out and play really well.
Yeah, a 1985-86 season championship for Tutopolis way back when for a lot of kids, way before any of those kids were certainly born, obviously. So 2-point game at halftime between Tuscola and Scales Mound. One of the 2 total threes we saw in that first half. Josiah Horton there, he's got his squad up 2. We'll be right back.
Now's the time to save on big projects. Hurry into Menards for 11% off everything. Get 11% off easy flooring updates for your home. Find your style and save 11% on Patriot Lighting. Transform your home with 11% off new Mastercraft doors. Or go even bigger and get 11% off a new kitchen. Don't miss out. There's no limit to what you can save with 11% off everything at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
There are more than 20,000 ways to experience Illinois State.
Hey, what's up? You ready to go to class?
What kind of Redbird will you be? Hi. Create your legacy at Illinois State University.
From the days of the one-room schoolhouse, public schools have always been the heart of our community. It's where our students learn and are inspired to dream big, where we cheer on our teams under Friday night lights, and where parents, teachers, students, and loved ones come together as one. Now, more than ever, our public schools unite us. This message is brought to you by the Illinois Education Association, IEA, because we are stronger united.
For extraordinary moments in life, you should never have to settle for ordinary healthcare coverage. That's why at Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, we put the extra in our plans. Extra me time to catch up on your faves, with telehealth visits included. Extra peace of mind, knowing a nurse line is here 24/7 for those unexpected moments. Visit us at bcbsilextra.com to enroll, because extraordinary coverage should come with extraordinary extras.
Welcome back. The halftime stats are brought to you by Liuna. Start your career in construction today at liunacareers.org. Mark, we've talked a lot about these shooting numbers on this side. I'm sure that was a big focus for both coaches in the locker room.
There's no doubt. And you look at those numbers, they're pretty even. They're just ugly field goal percentage, to be perfectly blunt about it. And for the Warriors, they got to get Chris Boyd, who sat a little bit with fouls. They got to get him involved, and Jordan Quinn's got to be their man. And if you go back to Scales Mound, they have to really have Harrell be good in the second half. He's their leading scorer, and he's got to get the job done. Maybe have a 10, 12-point second half for his team.
Some of the best offense we saw in that first half came in transition, even off a miss. Max Whedon getting it done. 2-point game at halftime. Matt and Kenny will take it to the second half when we come back.
The IHSA, committed to keeping student-athletes safe. Through educational initiatives and national partnerships, we're going the distance to develop safer protocols for our teams. Plus, we continue to improve scheduling and conditioning to reduce injuries from preseason through each state championship. 31 sports, 350,000 student-athletes, and one goal, player safety. The IHSA, the future plays here.
Want a great career? Join the Carpenters Union and be part of the next generation building our communities. With the Carpenters Union Career Connections program, high school students get a head start on the industry's leading curriculum. Learn the latest in construction technology and the many skilled crafts the Carpenters Union represents. Plus, earn as you learn. Receive a nice paycheck, health insurance benefits, and best of all, no college debt. Ask your school district to participate in the Career Connections program and get started on your future.
Two-point game as we head into the second half. Tuscola trying to hold on here, and Scales Mound has something to say about it. The winner will get the Jabot Hawks in the state championship game on Saturday morning. Matt Kenny with you courtside here at the State Farm Center. It's time to show you the assists of the game, but it's hard to do when both teams are shooting under 20%. So we're just going to show you every basket we have. This assist of the game brought to you by Donate Life Illinois. The IHSA teams up with Donate Life Illinois to encourage everyone to say yes to being an organ and tissue donor. Kenny, 19% from the floor for Scales Mound, and Tuscola's actually dipped under that at 18%, a combined 9 baskets.
Yeah, and it's still a 2-point ball game. So if you tell me you're going to shoot this poorly and it's a 2-point ball game, I'll take it.
You get past that, though, there are some good defensive aspects. And it's mostly the shooting because these are good shots. But defensively, both teams have had their moments where they played really well in stretches.
Well, I think if I'm in the locker room, if I'm both coaches, I say, look, guys, you know we're going to shoot better than this. So let's just go out, run our offense, be strong with the basketball, get good shots, and just come out and shoot with confidence.
Maybe just switching ends makes a difference. And here we go. You see Jacob Dewar going right at it.
And you notice how timid Boyd was. He didn't want to pick up that third foul right there.
And Saddle with 2 fouls, sat on the bench, so he gets the start here to start the second half. And Scales Mound goes back to that 2-3 zone. Sweetenham, I should say, and a takeaway. Here's Charlie Weigel, foot race to the rack.
Just keep going.
Left hand. Horton kind of got tripped up there. And this was a 15-8 game, so after a long stretch, this is now a 9-0 run. Scales Mound was here a year ago. They started poorly, could not rebound the basketball. This one isn't good either, but they're right in it, and I think there's an element of, you know what, we're here.
Right.
And we've done this before. We're not going to panic this time.
Yeah, we belong.
Sweetenham and Horton out front. Jordan Quinn.
Okay, again, standing still against the zone. You have to get some movement.
Trying to go one-on-one in the zone. Scales Mound has been pretty good in terms of not over-attacking those passing lanes, and that's the one time it got him.
Yeah, Horton that time found a gap in that zone. He found that seam, and he decided to attack it.
We've been tied now 5 times. Weigel back out. Here's Thomas Haro. The All-Stater's been quiet. Weigel from the corner. No. Rebound.
Oh, nice rebound.
And Winan had it taken away and stripped by Sweetenham. 2-on-1. He'll stop from 14. Might have got contact from behind. They're going to let it go.
Well, they've been letting it go all afternoon.
Right inside. And they back to the baseline. Dewar kicks it across. It's going to be Driscoll with the jumper.
Well short.
That poked away. Horton comes up with it.
Well, since he let that go, you could tell that was short. Okay, Horton's going to set it up. See what they can do.
Jordan Quinn not had a ton of touches here in this one. Now he'll take the 3. Too strong. Out of bounds. It's going to belong to Scales Mound. Well, an offensive performance like that would require the patience of a 3rd grade teacher, which is what Eric Pedranowitz is. He's with Mark Kruger from earlier. Some technical issues. Some of that conversation now had to do with the fact that they shot so poorly, but they're right there.
Yeah.
And now they're, with the lead and tied back and forth.
Boy, you can't just throw the ball away like that. And I mean, nobody there. You threw it to a space. Nobody went to that space.
You see the 3-point shooting is just, cover your eyes. But again, there are opportunities for both teams here to seize control of this, and it's been this way pretty much since the outset.
And neither has. But he ran into his own man.
That's a travel. Boyd, you can see Boyd and Quinn a little bit frustrated with each other in terms of positioning. That's the 7th turnover.
Yeah, Quinn turns around and he runs right into Boyd, and that caused the travel. You have to have better spacing. You can't have your guys on top of each other like that. You need room to operate.
Trying to do it in that zone. Weigel kicks out. Haro for 3. Finally got one from the outside. Thomas Haro is 2nd basket, his first 3 of the night. And they're now 2 of 13 from the outside.
Well, if Scales Mound is going to do anything, your All-State is going to have to be the guy to step up.
Got Dewar and Weigel out front on this 2-3 zone. Quinn gets to the baseline, stops from 17.
Well, it was a good pump fake to get open, but he just missed a shot.
Rowe had to go off a foot. Now he's got to dive for it. And Pedranowitz worried about a 10-second call, so he gets the timeout. Everybody takes a deep breath here after that stretch for Scales Mound. It's the largest lead they've had tonight. We'll show you where these folks are from. Scales Mound is about 5 minutes from the Wisconsin state line. So, folks, there are people there. They're probably all over at the Old School Saloon watching us. Hey, it's Lenten season, so tomorrow, Friday, catfish. It's outstanding, I'm told. So get the catfish if you ever find yourself.
Can't eat meat tomorrow.
Well, that's right, because it's Friday, so that'll work just fine for you. Tuscola, this is a 20-minute drive right up by 57. And to get to the State Farm Center. Again, all 5,000 of them, they're probably here. Nobody's working today in Tuscola.
Well, and that's what the coach said. They need to take advantage of their home crowd, because if you look around, they have a lot of people here today.
And the students clearly rated the 1990s, the old uniform closet that the athletic directors got hidden back. They must have jimmied the lock, make sure to get those out. They are all dressed in black and gold today. Some of those jerseys a little snug on some of those football players over there, just to say.
Lost control. Never had control of the basketball.
I haven't really felt like we've been in a rhythm for either one of these teams. And
yeah, Parker James just didn't have control of the basketball. In situations like that, you just pick it up and hold it.
It's the 7th turnover now, really. Both teams with a handful of turnovers to make a difference, but it's Scales Mound with a 3-point lead as we head to a timeout.
I'm attorney Howard Ankin here with University of Illinois alumni, IO. Congratulations on having your jersey retired and a standout rookie season with Chicago.
Thanks, Howard. Congratulations on Angus Law's 25th anniversary of helping people involved in work injuries, auto and truck accidents, and medical malpractice cases. It's great to have a friend like you who's always looking out for people.
Thanks, IO. I'm here to help, and I hope my next 25 years will be even better. Call 312-6-million. Injury law made personal. That's Ankin Law.
Want a great career? Join the Carpenters Union and be part of the next generation building our communities. With the Carpenters Union Career Connections program, high school students get a head start on the industry's leading curriculum. Learn the latest in construction technology and the many skilled crafts the Carpenters Union represents. Plus, earn as you learn. Receive a nice paycheck, health insurance benefits, and best of all, no college debt. Ask your school district to participate in the Career Connections program and get started on your future.
Scales Mound with a 20-17 lead. Matt Rodewald, Kenny McReynolds, Mark Kruger with you from the State Farm Center in Champaign. The winner of this one to get the Jabot Hawks in the state championship game tomorrow, on Saturday, I should say. The IHSA Boys Basketball State Finals are presented by OSF Healthcare. Scales Mound, second straight semifinal appearance after a year ago where they were facing Liberty, and it was just not good out of the gate. That opening tip turned into a bucket, and that turned into a 10-0 run. As you see right here, this opening bucket is really the difference. And they shot 30%. They shot 2 of 12 in the second quarter. They were out-rebounded 41-20 in that game. And Eric Kaganowicz has talked a lot about that because against Marshall in the Super Sectional, also an issue. The rebounding has been something that's been kind of on their minds really all year long.
Yeah, you need to rebound the basketball because you can't win a game without the ball.
Marshall with a 24-15 advantage. Kadranowicz talked about the fact that he was very happy with how they played defensively against Marshall this past week. But again, you can play defense all you want. You don't get the rebound, you're going to have to keep playing that defense.
You have to score.
It's a 7-2 stretch since halftime for Scales Mound, who's got the basketball. Dewar had that shot blocked. He comes diving right back in for it, but Quinn ends up with it. This is a battle. We are in the third quarter. Both teams have been flat out awful in terms of shooting, but defense mixing in now.
Yeah, the zone defense has been really well. They played that very well. One shot and out.
Sweetenham missing the 3 from the corner. Dewar has had to corral it twice. There's Hero trying to spin. Good recovery defense.
Yeah, good offense by Hero. He didn't have it, so he didn't force it. He brings it back to start it over again.
Hero calls out Weigel and says, come get it. Here comes the high screen. Now he goes down the lane through traffic with the left hand. Charlie Weigel. Wow. Nearly a takeaway. But Charlie Weigel is just one of those heartbeat athletes on this team. He's really making them go.
Well, nice move with that left hand as he attacks the basket, goes right, then comes back left. And again, his own defense, and it's working, so why not?
Stagnant still. And Sweetenham from the outside, long 2 from 18. And a timeout from Tuscola quickly. And trying to adjust on that offensive end. It's time for the Menards play of the game. Save big money on all your home improvement needs. Charlie Weigel slipping and sliding and getting up there with the left hand.
Yeah, I like the way he goes into the paint. He was going right, then he comes back left and puts it up with the left hand for our play of the game.
Charlie Weigel had one of the best quotes I've ever seen. You know, the fact that they've been down here last year, finished third, and, you know, won that third place game, which is not easy to do from an energy standpoint. Right. But he said, we've got resumes that kids dream about. You know, there's absolutely no pressure going downstate. We're just looking to have a great time. You know what they're not having right now? A great time shooting the basketball.
Shooting the ball.
Not going well. But you can see he's leading this crew. And, you know, there's a lot to say for that. Just the fact that, you know, he's a senior among seniors that were in that second team that battled with a third place team in practice each and every day last year.
We have resumes people dream about. I love it.
Switch
All right,
defenses
bring
now.
it out. Extend the defense.
Go to the corner. And Slavenberg chases it down. Here's Dewar.
Quicker.
That one's blocked.
Yeah, that was blocked by James.
Horton backs it out. Again, against this 2-3 zone.
See, that was a good play. Get it in, get it out.
That's going to go the other way. Cam Sweetenham didn't like that, but he didn't have position. And now 1 for 13 for the outside.
Didn't like the call. You're right, man, but he didn't have position. Little hip check, and the official was right there.
Peer down a rabbit hole I don't want to go. 2 for 15 from the outside on one end, 1 for 13 on the other. This is not a pretty day from beyond 3-point.
Yeah, the Warriors extending that defense, bringing it out a little bit. The 3-2 zone, then they drop back.
Slavenberg will try it. Why
Great
not?
ball movement.
So when you're not hitting threes, you have the 6'8" kid off the bench that will go ahead and do it for you.
And then again, they did a wonderful job finding the open man on the baseline.
That is a monster bucket. The biggest lead of the afternoon for Scales Mound. Now it's 6. Horton slipped and he traveled. We've seen a lot of kids slip on the floor tonight.
Yeah, you know, he took a little step too. He did a little hop step, and when he came back down, he took the extra move. But see, look, wide open against that zone. You find a man over the baseline in the corner, and he can take that shot if he can hit it, and he can hit it.
It's ninth turnover for Tuscola. Again, that 3-point line, it's the white line,
right? The
high school level. And when there's multiple
nice moves.
It's a foul. It's going to have free throws for Hero. You know, when there's multiple 3-point lines, it can throw you off.
Yes.
As a player, because you're not sure which line you're behind.
I remember I got hit in the head once. I said, Coach, I see 3 baskets. Which one should I shoot at? There's one in the middle.
Shoot at the middle one as soon as the trainer clears you.
So yeah, so you see, well, back in those days, the trainer didn't clear it.
Exactly.
Get back out there.
Rub some dirt on it.
But you're right. You see the 2 different 3-point lines, and it can be confusing.
For Scales Mound, it's just their 3rd trip to the free throw line today.
There we see the line, and the white one is the high school 3-point line.
It's
the
also
blue one is the college line that the University of Illinois will use.
It's a shade of paint too. Also, it's just a little different shade of stain on the. It's just. There's a lot to get used to when you get to these kinds of environments. Well, Scales Mound scored 13 points in the entire first half. They've now scored 14 this quarter alone. So that offense is starting to move a little bit, and at least getting them to the free throw line. And it's putting a lot of pressure on Tuscola to stay in this game.
Well, a lot better ball movement for Tuscola against this zone. But you still have to shoot the basketball. They're not even looking at the basket.
Jordan Quinn with 10.
You may want to go.
Quinn's going to unload the 3. Too strong. And Slavenberg gets the rebound, and the roar from the Hornets. They have swarmed their way in front with an 8-point lead, and they look at 8 minutes to clinch their first bid to a state championship game. We'll head to the 4th when we come back from Champaign. This is the IHSA Television Network.
And welcome back to Champaign in this Class 1A semifinal matchup. My name is Mark Kruger. The Hornets leading by 8 over the Warriors, 27-19. Well, Hornets head coach Eric Kadranowicz, he inherited an 0-27 team when he took over this program in 2006. And after only 6 seasons, Scales Mound won 3 regional titles and now back-to-back trips downstate. He said he got his kids playing more in the off-season, getting into the AAU circuit, and that has really paid off. Can they hold on here? 8-point lead in the final 8 minutes. Matt, back to you and Kenny.
Mark, thank you so much. You and I are well-versed in seeing these kids play at the AAU level. They go play with their friends or they go play with travel teams. This Scales Mound community has made sure that these two groups, last year's group, this group, they stick together. They go play them together through the summer, and it's really paid off with this group.
It really pays off throughout the school year because you know where your guys are going to be. You teach everybody what they do, what they don't do, their likes and dislikes.
68 wins in these past 2 seasons, which is remarkable because it's more wins than they had between 2012 and 2019 combined.
Wow.
There are a couple of 1-26 and 1-27 seasons in there. 1-27 just 4 or 5 years ago. To get from there
to here
is absolutely amazing.
In such a short time.
That quickly, yes. These communities know, and there are a lot of coaches around the state watching us. They know you get that special group. You know it's coming.
Right. You just have to be patient.
And you have to get it right. It's a lot of pressure to do that.
You give a lot of credit to the young men, too.
They've understood that. And right now, the Scales Mound group staring at a 7-point lead with the ball. And a chance to make history. An enrollment of 71. No school smaller than 97 has ever won a state championship in basketball. Weigel trapped in the corner, and finally a timeout. You had to wonder, is right in front of their bench. Kadranowicz is watching that. Got the full timeout.
Well, he saw he had nowhere to go, and it was going to get trapped. So he called the timeout, which was a smart move.
Well, the winner of this one will get the Jabot Hawks. Waterloo's school had a really good showing, and boy, Cameron Hanvey hit that buzzer beater in the super sectional, and then he just kept on going today. His storybook continues with a new chapter.
Well, he was unbelievable today. Not only did he score the basketball, but he did what's a wonderful job right here, getting everybody else involved. He had 9 assists as well. What a performance.
It's a state record for Class 1A, so that was a 70-46 win. Jabot moves on to the state title game. This afternoon, we'll have 2 games for you. With our 2A semifinals, T-Town, the Wooden Shoes, will battle DePaul Prep. That should be a real good one there in the 2:30 game. As we looks like we're going to be on time for that one. And then Bloomington Central Catholic, the Saints, and Rockridge. You got to go all the way back to Rockridge. 28-4, and the Rockridge squad will be in the other semifinal. The 2A is kind of wide open as well. And DePaul Prep, you've seen them though. DePaul's got some talent.
Tom Kleinsmith has done a wonderful job. I tell you what, no matter what year it is, he just seems to continue to win, and get downstate.
Dewar on the inbound. These are key possessions right here for Scales Mound, because if they can convert a couple times, get some breathing room here, they're in really good shape. That's Haro, who's been quiet. That rebound taken away by...
This is what the Warriors want to do. They want to run because they cannot afford to slow down and let the Hornets set up in that zone.
And Josiah Horton pushing the tempo there.
So they can push the tempo and get some easy transition baskets. That would be to their advantage because they've had such a terrible time against the zone because they're having a bad time shooting.
Foul's not an issue here, 2-1, so we're not looking at bonus yet or anything like that. But if you're Tuscola, you have a chance to get Big Chris Boyd there, country strong, working down low and maybe get some possessions and get to the free throw line, maybe slow this tempo down a little bit.
You have to get it to him.
See if they can work inside. There
right
it
there.
is.
There you go. He hooked, got away with it.
Couldn't finish though. That's a bit, and he got hit in the head, which is a concern. Dewar all the way in. That's blocked. Quinn got a piece of that.
But that showed the athleticism of Quinn. You see how quickly Quinn got off of his feet?
He was on the other side of the block coming over to get that.
Showed outstanding athleticism.
Watch it again.
Watch Quinn. And watch how quick he gets off his feet. Comes from the weak side, clean block, goes right up. Didn't have to gather himself, just quick jump right off of his feet.
This zone has been frustrating for Tuscola.
Yeah, and see, that's why they wanted to try to get some up-tempo baskets, because they've had a lot of trouble against this zone, but not that time.
Sweetenham with a big one for the right side. Cam Sweetenham, who's a 39% three-point shooter, and it's his second three of the night for Tuscola, and they extend the pressure. Perot going to the baseline. Blocked from behind again. And Quinn got it one more time. And a takeaway. He never saw Dewar behind him.
Yeah, you have to be careful strong with the ball because you don't know who's behind you.
And a big turnover. Weigel from the top of the key. And he'll chase the rebound down.
Well, the Hornets don't need bad shots.
Weigel stops. They go back to man. Dewar off the glass and free throws coming. They're now attacking, unlike they were doing in the first half.
Well, yeah, they're attacking the basket because good things happen when you attack. And I like the way that time when Dewar attacked the basket, he knew the whistle was going to blow. He felt the contact. What did he do? He put the ball up.
We are watching that, and if you do the math, and of course, Coach Reeder for Jabot, math teacher, he can do the math. That's going to be underneath the number, if it, more than likely, here at the 5-minute mark. 51 points. Missed free throws now playing in.
Because if I'm the Warriors, I fly down court. I'm not going to walk it up. I've had trouble against the zone. Let's fly up and get some transition baskets.
It's a 5-point lead for Scales Mound. Boyd had it poked away as he tried to go inside to Quinn, and another turnover.
Another turnover, and again, the zone defense causing fits. That's why I said when he got the ball, move it. Let's go. Let's fly.
11th turnover. Perot, hesitation. Boy, they're starting to work the baseline and get to the free throw line as a result.
Boy, and Dura was wide open because he cut to the basket. They didn't see him. That would have been an easy layup.
They're going to say that's underneath. Perot and Dewar on the two-man game. And a reach from behind.
Can't reach.
Let's go over to Mark.
Matt, a lot of these players for both teams playing 2 sports and 3 sports. Colton Musgrave of Tuscola, an all-conference baseball player, hit .494 last spring, 6 homers and 4 doubles. The baseball team scheduled to open its season Tuesday against Westville, weather permitting, of course.
Thank you, Mark. The bucket there for Scales Mountain. My favorite is Chris Boyd, who's a shot putter.
Yeah.
He's a shot and disc guy. Now, here's the thing. So they had that 4 overtime game for the sectional. So we see a timeout on the floor with Scales Mound stretching that lead out to 7. And the next morning, he's in normal at Horton Fieldhouse throwing the shot. And all he's doing is tossing it 53 feet and winning the meet with 3A schools in the mix of that.
That 53 feet, no matter what school, that's pretty impressive in high school.
Won by 5 feet. You mentioned that Scales Mound in terms of their road to the semifinals. You know, that Sterling Newman game is fascinating because it's an overtime game as well. You know, Charlie Weigel and Jacob Dewar both fouled out of that game with 4 minutes to go. And so all of a sudden you have juniors on the floor. Everyone becomes a coach in the huddle, and Eric Quadrano is just kind of sitting back going, okay, let's just see how this goes here. So you can kind of see those maturing moments from this Scales Mound squad.
Yeah, they matured and they've been together for such a long time.
Tuscola, of course, you know, Altamont, that score doesn't do it justice. 4 overtimes is just a long time to play basketball.
It's a long day.
It's 2 extra quarters, and of course, Tuscola and Arcola, the Cola Wars, a 17-point win in the regional final there. But you know, with Tuscola having come in, won 9 straight games. This is their deepest run in school history, and the first time they've been to Champaign since 1989. That Tuscola team, you know, that Kerry Kincaid squad, they took down some good talent. You know, Rennie Clemens was on that Calvary team that Tuscola beat to get here back in '89.
Yes.
Had a nice long career here on this floor. The big three, he hit a couple of those. Cam Sweetnam's now hit 2 this quarter.
Well, coming out of the timeout, you draw up what you think is your best play. And that time you had the wide open play by Sweetnam, and that could get the Warriors back into the ball game.
Big possession here for Scales Mound.
Oh, nice give and go. Put it right up.
Dewar lost it on the way up. Was it taken away? It was tripped up. But this game is tightened up. It looked like Scales Mound might be in control, but not to be. Tuscola just finding it a little bit from the outside. Cam Sweetnam, the sophomore, with a sweet touch. And it's a 4-point game as we head down the stretch.
The IHSA Basketball State Finals are brought to you in part by OSF Healthcare, with hospitals, outpatient clinics, urgent care facilities, and virtual care on demand. OSF Healthcare has many care options for you.
You're busy. Like, really busy. You crush it, though. You don't ever clock out. The job just changes. But you wouldn't trade it for anything. Nothing makes you smile quite like their smile. At OSF Healthcare, we want you to be the best you possible, to work on your schedule, and to make your life just a bit easier. We are here for the little things and the big things, and all of life's journey. OSF Healthcare, your life, our mission.
Would you look at that? I'm in the classroom again. But this time, I can apply these skills to make some money. Lots of money.
Welcome back to the IHSA TV network. There's Joshua Mark Lindo here. 4-point game with 3.5 to go. Scales Mound in the lead. How do they close this one out?
Well, they got to get to the free throw line, value the basketball, get to the free throw line, get the ball in Hero and Weagle's hands. That's their 2 best free throw shooters for Tuscola. They're going to have to value each position offensively. They can take their time. Defensively, though, Darius, I think they have to become a little bit more aggressive, try to trap the corners and the baselines.
All right, well, Matt and Kenny will take you through the rest of this one. We will see you afterwards. Should be a good finish in a 4-point contest.
All right, guys, thank you very much. And yeah, valuing the basketball, 11 turnovers for Tuscola has allowed Scales Mound to get a little bit of a lead, but now it's the outside touch. And this is a very big possession here for Scales Mound. It's Evan Kogan on the floor, double team, and that, some space to run with. And they are everywhere. Slavenberg will move it.
Boy, they're flying to the ball, but he's wide open now.
Hero for 3. Gets it right back. Slavenberg the putback. Dylan Slavenberg has come up big in this one.
And smart move by Hero. Once he let that shot go, he knew it was going to be short.
The 3 for the answer, no. Jordan Quinn skies for it, and a foul, and he will get to the free throw line.
Well, we talked about Jordan Quinn and that athleticism from the football quarterback. He comes flying to the offensive board to get that rebound. You have to put a body on a guy like Jordan Quinn because he'll just jump right over you. You're not going to out-jump him.
64% free throw shooter on the year. Short.
All upper body, no legs.
It's a mental fatigue at this point more than just physical fatigue. Yeah, there was a 4 overtime game, but you had a week for that. They played Monday night on a longer floor. Got the second one.
Better because he bent his legs.
Yep. So Tuscola extends pressure now, down 5. Hero. Weigel slips in. Somehow got that bounce pass through. Baseline look. Dewar gives it up. Kogan the turnaround. Slavenberg is there for the rebound, and he will have free throws.
Boy, really some nice passing on the part of the Hornets. And Slavenberg comes in on the offensive board, but look at the way they pass it, bounce, get the guys up in the air. You miss it, but look at those long arms. My goodness, taking advantage of that length.
6'8" forward, a senior. He played 11 minutes in the super sectional against Marshall. Did not factor in. Couple of rebounds, 0 for 2 from the floor. He has been absolutely huge for the Hornets tonight.
I wonder what his wingspan did. Look how long his arms are.
Very raw, but making a difference on this stage with 2.5 to go. Misses second, still a 2-possession game. And plenty of time.
You have to attack that zone.
Quinn's going to let it go. Way too short. That's going to be out of bounds. That's not the shot you want.
No, not the shot you want. And Quinn has not had a typical Quinn type of day. So now, if you're the Warriors, you're going to have to press. Try to get some easy baskets.
Scales Mound has a couple of timeouts to work with. And a turnover. They're still loose.
Everybody on the floor.
They got to get it across. And they do. Man left alone. There's Slavenberg. And it's blocked. Oh.
Well, the official underneath the basket didn't call it. The official behind the play called it.
Slavenberg will go back to the line.
If this was the NBA, they would challenge it.
Jordan Quinn stunned by that, and Justin Bozart's going to try and calm his kids down with 2:03 to go in this one.
Yeah.
Let's watch it again.
Quinn's very stunned. He goes up.
They called a block foul in terms of body contact. Let's watch it one more time.
Well,
now
one thing about officials, they don't have instant replay.
No, we can watch it 7 times and figure it out. This has been a good crew today.
The official underneath the basket didn't call it. The guy behind the play called it. I think that's what everybody's stunned about.
It's a 6-point lead. So this huddle right here for Tuscola, what are some of the things you're focusing on as you at least get back on the offensive end?
Guys, we have to attack the zone. We're taking these bad outside shots. We're not shooting well tonight. So if we can get the ball in transition, let's go. Don't let them set up in the zone. And if they do set up in the zone, we don't have to take bad 3-point shots. Move the ball, get some balls moving, look back door, and let's attack. That's what I'm going to do. Now, if I'm the Hornets, I'm going to say, guys, let's be patient. We have 2 minutes to go. Be strong with the basketball. You know they're coming after the ball. Be strong with the ball. If we have a good shot, take it. If we don't have a shot, bring it back out, run the offense. I don't care. We never take another shot. We have the lead. We don't need the points.
It's been miserable shooting-wise. Both teams under 30%. Both teams really under 27%. Dylan Slavenberg with the free throws of his life right here. And he has been
nothing but net.
6 rebounds for him as well. You know, Thomas Haro, who's not been spectacular offensively, nobody really has. 8 points, 8 boards. He's closing in on a very quiet double-double. He splits the free throws, but the first one was big because it gets it to 3 possessions here, under 2 minutes. Matt Rodewald, Kenny McReynolds, and Mark Kruger here for the finish of this Class 1A semifinal. The winner to get the Jabot Hawks in the state championship game right here at State Farm Center on Saturday morning. Scales Mound has never been there. Tuscola, the same. Quinn. That zone still bothering their ability to get inside.
Can he get inside?
Sweetnam's hit a couple of threes in this 4th quarter. You got to go here. Patience is not a virtue at this point. Sweetnam gets to the baseline. Quinn will let it go from the corner. Too strong. And the rebound, and there's going to be a foul. It's going to keep it here.
Well, that took a long time. That just took too much time off of the clock to try to get a shot up. I think you have to attack it. Quinn did a nice job. He had a nice overlook, didn't go in, but that just took too long.
Scales Mound with just team foul number 3. Horton probably should have taken that. Parker James will. That's way short. And Scales Mound, the big rebound, pushing it up ahead. Dewar is going to pull it back out. How about a smart play for Jacob Dewar, the senior. 15 points in that super sectional. He rather be at the line than anything else.
Well, he passed up the layup. He had a clear layup, but what he did, he brings the ball out. Not only does he get to go to the line for 2 shots, it takes a couple of seconds off. Look, that's a layup.
He's got numbers, too.
He brings it right back. So you know what? Let the clock move. Your enemy now is the clock, not the young man in the white uniform.
Comes in as a 74% free throw shooter at the line, so comfortable and confident, but this is different. Got them both. 9 points. And a 9-point lead being the largest of the game for Scales Mound.
Well, if I'm in that huddle, I'm telling every guy in green, you do not foul.
Yep.
You do not stop this clock. You do not put them on the free throw line. If they make a basket, so what? There's no such thing as a 9-point basket.
Now, a lot of teams sit in a zone, and sit in a 2-3 zone saying, okay, you shoot it over the top of us.
Yeah, and so what? If you make it, you make it.
And this is where making sure you don't overextend on the passing lanes comes into play.
Which I don't think they will do.
They've been very disciplined about that tonight a couple times, but otherwise, you know, from a percentage-wise, it's not made a difference.
You know, and if I'm in the Warriors huddle, the guy, we can't take 40 seconds, 45 seconds like we did the last possession to get a shot off. We have to go.
Evan Cogan, the junior reserves, actually up a little bit just to force them to pick the ball up. You see right there. That moves that clock a bit now. He'll settle back in the zone. We're under a minute. The winner to get Jabot. Sweeten him well short. Haro had it poked away, and Scales Mound is going to keep it.
So now, if you Scales Mound, you just get the ball in bounds because you know the Warriors are going to foul you. Go deep. Nobody guarding the basket.
Cogan will go right to it. Count it. Evan Cogan with the exclamation point for Scales Mound. The Hornets are that close to swarming their way to the state championship game.
Well, if you're going to foul them, you don't let them get the shot off. But see, when I yell go deep, nobody's playing safety. Clear path to the basket, but if you're going to foul them, you hold them, you tie them up, you don't let them get the shot off.
Missed the free throw. 40 seconds. Horton in traffic, forced it up.
You can go deep again if you want to.
And Haro is fouled, and so the All-Stater will walk to the other end to shoot 2. And they're starting to feel it. The folks that made the 3-hour drive from Scales Mound, all 390 of them. Unless anyone's left in town, hopefully.
70 in the school. But like I told the coach on that conference call, you were there. Everybody's making a big deal of the 70 people in the school. But man, if I got 12 basketball players, I don't care how many's in the school. He has 12 basketball players.
Justin Bozart's going to call off the Dogs and empty his bench. You see Jackson Barrett, Logan Kurtz. And we see Sawyer Woodard on the floor. And we also get a look at Andrew Spillman, the sophomore. Scales Mound with an enrollment of 71. When you think of those basketball state championships from small schools, the first one you think of is Hebron. There's no doubt about it. 98 students. They had 3 Big Ten starters on that team, so that's almost not fair.
Yeah, that's not fair.
The better comparison might be Findlay from 1992. They had 97 kids that won the Class A title in the 2-class system. This is 26 students fewer than that. And Thomas Haro, the All-Stater, is going to lead this new crew and do what they couldn't do last year. They will end the game on an 8-0 run. And for Scales Mound, the magic continues.
And this is the loudest 70 people I've ever heard in my life.
The Hornets are going to finish the dream that they had a chance to start last year. They will play in their first ever state championship game in one of the lowest scoring semifinal games we've ever seen here in Champaign. Final score 39-27. Scales Mound, their volleyball team, got to a state championship game back in 2010. They finished runner-up in that one over in Normal. A lot of the folks that are across the way, they were there. for that. And they'll get to experience a state championship atmosphere at 11 o'clock against Jabot on Wednesday morning. They played better, and that's really all that matters. It wasn't a pretty shooting effort, but it will do. And it's a 12-point win for Scales Mound. And Mark is with Eric Kudranowicz.
All right, thank you, man. Eric Kudranowicz with us here. And Coach, halftime, what did you tell your team? What was the second half adjustments that you made?
Yeah, a couple of the adjustments we talked about at halftime was we had to get into lane more. I thought we were settling for too many jump shots. Get in and put some pressure on, but we still had kickouts available. We got some really good kickouts to Hero for 3. And then ultimately we were just getting to the basket. I thought defensively our biggest adjustment, just staying connected in the high post, really not getting them any kind of a rhythm on the offensive side. I'm not sure how many points they scored in the second, but we really limited their amounts of chances and their good looks.
Whole new starting unit this year. Did you feel that you could get to this point at the start of this year, and how would you compare this starting team to last year's starting team?
Great question. I mean, when we were in our summer workouts and we got to the start of the season, I felt we had a regional championship, maybe a sectional championship type team. But as they kept maturing and kept growing and kept just doing the things we wanted to do day after day, as we got close to the postseason, I felt we could make a run. And here we are going to play for a state championship.
The Hawks of Jabot, how do you see that matchup on Saturday?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great matchup. I think it's offensively, it's going to be a contrast of styles. They really like to attack the basket. We'll kind of play both. Defensively, both teams are going to get after. It's going to be who can limit the other team and get that chance to claim gold.
See you Saturday.
Great, see you.
Matt, back to you and Kenny.
All right, Mark, thank you so much. Eric Kudranowicz, his third grade classroom has to be watching with pride as their teacher is going to be coaching in a state championship game on Saturday. It was a complete win in terms of effort, not so much in terms of offense. They shot 28% from the floor, but that will do. Scales Mound heading to the state championship game. We'll send it back to our Chicago studios when we come back. 2A games later on.
The IHSA Basketball State Finals are brought to you in part by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs. And by ISU. Create your legacy at Illinois State University.
What is a legacy? It's the difference you make measured by the lives you change. It's imagining new possibilities for our future and unlocking the mysteries of our past. It's learning and teaching. It's how life shapes you and how you shape life. A legacy is the mark you leave on the world. What will yours be? Create your legacy at Illinois State University.
Update the floors in your home and save 11% on your flooring project at Menards. Great Lakes vinyl floors are perfect for any room in your home. Find a wide selection of waterproof and durable floors that are easy to install. Great Lakes vinyl floors also feature an attached pad for comfort and noise reduction. Heritage vinyl plank is only $329 after 11% rebate now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
This former Fighting Illini star and Chicago rookie standout only needs one name.
Nah, I just work hard, Howard, and the fans respond. You know what that's like.
Come on, Io. I work hard for my clients, too. I just don't get the cheers.
If you need help with a car, ride share, truck, or workers' comp case in Champaign, Chicago, or anywhere in between, call my friend Howard at 312-6-million. Hey, what's that? What's that what I hear?
Injury law made personal. That's Aiken Law.
Welcome back to the IHSA TV network. I'm Darius Joshua. He is Mark Lindo. 40-27 win for Scales Mound to send them into a matchup with Jabot in the championship game in the 1A semi. We saw a record-setting performance in the first game, record-setting combined performance in the second game. That sets up our 1A championship. 2A coming up later in Teutopolis and DePaul Prep and Rockridge and Central Catholic. But just to put a bow on these 1A games here, Mark, what'd you like about what you saw today?
Well, I like the fact Jabot did it with offense. They get up and down, 70 points, fun to watch in the open floor. And then Scales did it with the defensive end. The really stingy zone did not let Tuscola into the painted area at all. That's why I won that basketball game. Two contrasting styles Saturday morning. We'll see who is the number 1A state champion.
Yeah, both those teams will be looking to win their first championship in school history. Jabot not getting there since 1999. and, of course, the first trip ever for Scales Mountain, excuse me. So we saw some good performances early on. A record-setting assist performance from Cameron Havy with 9 dimes. Lowest scoring game ever in a 1A final game between Scales Mound and Tuscola. So that's our 1A games. Join us again at 2:30 for our 2A games. For now, we will send you to your regularly scheduled programming. We'll see you later.